It was a bad day in the office. Last weekend, Swans lost 1-0 to Newcastle. I'm Dustin Rubio.
I'm Alex Thomas.
And this is Swansea Beat. Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new edition, Swansea Beat. And Alex, let's recap real quickly over last weekend's defeat to Newcastle, 1-0. What are your initial thoughts now, I guess, or not even initial, but what are your thoughts now?
After I've calmed down after that Sunday performance, I'm still annoyed, disappointed. That's my initial feelings towards the game. I felt we could have done a lot better. For me, it was a must-win game, especially after Spurs getting the points now against Dortmund, and they're on a high now. Harry Kane's rampaging now, but I felt it was bad. Attacking wise, it was really bad. Like, just a lack of finishing all around from IU, Tammy, and all the other guys in general. Defensively, it was okay, but once again, conceded to a set piece. So if you look here, we've got the situation at the corner where Lascelles scored. I feel like it was such weak defending in the corner. Like 2, 3, so many, 4, 5, 6, so many bodies around Lascelles. So many bodies around Lascelles, and I felt that was so disappointing to see.
I shouldn't be laughing, you shouldn't be smiling, but it's just that bad.
It's just laughable about how bad it was. Like if we look at 4 people who were great in the air: Mawson, Tammy, Barney, Fernandez, all couldn't even be bothered to mark him. I felt it was just terrible. Didn't man mark. You know, Fabianski didn't have a chance of that header. For me, we need to be. Seriously, on the training field, they need to be working on set pieces, and I think Clement has mentioned that in the press conference as well, that we need to be working on set pieces. So, when it comes to the game Saturday evening, we need to improve.
Yeah, I guess for me, I'm with you. I'm disappointed. I feel like we should have done, or I guess coming out of the transfer deadline day, we felt like we won the transfer league. You know, I mean, not really, but for us. Business was good. We were excited. They used the formation we both wanted it to be. A couple players that we would liked in there, Mesa and Boney to start, didn't. Okay. And I guess a big disappointment for me was the midfield wasn't shining. They weren't. It wasn't highlighted in the way that I hoped for. I hoped that we would be tight there, winning the ball, controlling the ball, and it felt like there was no chemistry. Yeah. And a lot of that, I felt, was like with Hanato. I'm all for him. I'm not going to judge him based off of his first performance in a league that is different than the league he's known before, with a team that he's never played with before. I mean, something you'd mentioned, he's only been in the country for 2 days, and like we saw on social media, he was doing all this press, all these different things. Yeah. So to learn how we play and who he's playing with. That was never going to happen the way we wanted it to. But he lost the ball. The stat was 14 times in like 28 minutes, which whether, he's just young, maybe he's just ambitious, trying to make something happen, or who knows what. But I felt like the big decision or the dilemma Clement would have now is working out who's the best midfield and who are the best ones together. Yeah. And I don't know if that's bringing Britain on to kind of control and make people feel calm and maybe almost like to have a captain within the midfield, to kind of bringing everybody together, because it felt like individuals. It was almost like the Belgium situation. On paper, great team, and there's just the tactics are for the most part wrong, and the players just don't have chemistry playing together, and they're all quality. And I guess for us, thinking back from last week before the match, was we were quite happy with all of our players. But again, good players, but just no chemistry. The tactics were wrong. Substitutions questionable. What are your thoughts on Hanato?
For me, I was actually quite impressed. Honestly, I was, not the greatest debut in the world, but what can you I felt like it was okay. For me, I don't know why he got so much slander and hate on social media. I was just like,
I get it. I don't think it's warranted, but I get it. That a lot of people were excited about him.
I understand from a non-Swans fan point of view. Like, they're just looking at it from the outside. They're just like, oh, he's doing crap. Like, they just looked at the game. They just saw stats and went, oh, it's terrible. Yeah. But when you're a Swans fan, you just got to be looking at the potential in the player, not just the in-game performance. I felt, he's a 19-year-old kid. For me, he made a good few tackles. He was making some passes. But I've said this before to you in a previous conversation with you. It's like he's lowered his standard from Bayern Munich to Swansea, and that's a hard thing to adjust to.
Yeah.
Like, you're going from a Lewandowski to a Tammy Abraham. You're going from a Iron Robin to Narsing. Like, it's very hard to adjust to. Like, he's used to world-class players now, and for him to lower his standard from, like, Champions League contenders to Bundesliga champions all the time, to
winning the Euros,
winning the
Portugal, and standing out in that.
Yeah, winning the Euros.
Yeah.
So like a mid-table Premier League club, it's a very hard thing to adjust to.
I don't even know if I'd put us in the mid-table. I mean, we barely escaped last season.
Well,
and we lost our two best players.
I'm being ambitious. I'm being very ambitious. I feel like he had to lower his standards, and being in the country 2 days doesn't help. So give the guy time. Give the boy time.
Yeah, obviously we have no choice. We are going to have to. I think I think he'll adjust. Hopefully, I think it's more than just him. I feel like there are other tactics and other plays we need to figure out. But I'm pretty confident that he'll be able to carry his own. But let's just move on real quick. One of the really controversial, I guess, situations that happened in the game was the Matt Ritchie situation. So real quick, red card.
Yeah.
Red card.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I look back on the Marnie situation, and I'm just like, there is no consistency in referees. I know you're different people and you have different opinions.
Yeah.
But for me, you're looking at the letter of the law in the game, and I think that easily contradicts it. And I think there needs to be a red card there. It's a very high foot, very dangerous tackle. That's career-threatening, life-altering. That's just a terrible tackle. You can easily head the ball. He's going at good speed. It was just a ridiculous situation where, for me, consistency needs to be shown in referees, and it's definitely a red card for me. You can see his intentions are to get the ball, but at the end of the day, you can't be doing a high boot like that. You've got to be thinking about the players around you.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think if it was the other way around, and one of our players were doing that, I would be saying the same thing, honestly, because I feel like at the end of the day, they're people, and it's a bit reckless, and he just came off a lot better than Edison. But that's it. Let's just tie it up. 1-0 defeat. Those are the games we should be winning, and we have to bounce back. But unfortunately, the team we bounce back on
is Spurs.
So Tottenham played a couple days ago, and they played in the Champions League against Dortmund at Wembley, where they're supposedly cursed. Yep. And they gave a little bit of a beatdown,
Yeah. I'm so scared. I'm literally frightened for this game coming up now. I'm just like, everyone's looking like picking up their form in the Spurs squad now. It just looks kind of scary now on paper. If you don't know the record, Swans have never beaten Tottenham in the Premier League. Okay. And every time we seem to be facing them lately, we seem to get quite a beating, possession-wise, goals-wise, and a couple of their players have good records against us. One person, Christian Eriksen, he just has a stupid record against us. I'm not too sure what it is, but every time we seem to play them, usually Eriksen's on the goal sheet somehow. So I'm quite worried. I just want to avoid a beating in any way possible.
At the beginning of the season, whenever you're looking at the fixture list, there's certain teams you would see, and you'd be like, those are the games we have to win. I'd be happy to get a draw. Those are the teams we'll most likely lose to. If we get something positive, that's great. And I think with Tottenham, especially the way they've been playing last season, and coming off their performance in the midweek, I would have probably maybe a bit too negative, but I probably would have thought we're going to lose. But coming off of the defeat we just had, even though it was 1-0 and it wasn't a beatdown, that is not good for morale with the team. And if we now go into this game and we lose 4-0, 5-0, even 3-0, that could, going into the stretch of the games afterwards, they're winnable games, but we know how morale is, it's the way it works. So what do you say? Last game we were more kind of attacking, let's fill up the midfield, go forward. Didn't really work out. What's the approach in this game?
Park that bus. Seriously. Go back to what we did against United. 5 defense, three centre backs, wing backs. Please bring that back. Yeah. I think United are pronounced to score in the last 10 minutes of the game, and Spurs, obviously they won against Dortmund, but I still feel like they're struggling at Wembley. Yeah. So I would like us to play very defensive in this game.
Yeah.
You know, not like, you know, just try and keep it 0-0. I'd like us to push for a goal.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, look at our attackers going at their amazing defense. It's like
the second lowest shots on target in the league. So that's not really going to happen.
Yeah.
I think if we can get a draw or a lucky goal, you know, and get something, that'd be great. But I'm not too confident in that.
I'm not confident, but if I was going to say what we need to do is we need to defend and look for a counter attack. That's the only way we can do it, and I can see us walking out with something. But
well, let's go into some formations and see who we think this game around, who we think would be good fits in those spots.
Okay. For the formation, like I said, I want us to be defensive. I said 3 centre backs, wing backs, 3 in midfield. I think we can't really play an attack in midfield in this sort of formation because I think that just leaves us open like mad towards this area, and obviously our 2 strikers. So what I see here, I see Van der Horn in the middle. I think he's one of our only options at the moment because Bartley's out at the moment. Obviously, Mawson, then Fernandez. For me, they had a solid partnership in the United game. I felt they did pretty well.
Yeah.
And obviously, the obvious ones, like I said, we know our defense. We know our best defense now. So, we know who plays well, and they have good chemistry together. They've done all right so far this season. Obviously, by here, Olsen. I actually love Olsen, to be fair.
Yeah, he's good.
Now, the problem is, who do we put in midfield?
Yep. Well, how about we just bypass that? Let's go to... I mean, our options are short anyways.
Yeah, obviously, we've heard Bonnie is set to be benched, so all I can say is Tammy and IU will be playing. Yeah, which I don't mind, but at the end of the day, like I said before, finishing is very poor between those two at the moment. I think, obviously, we're going to give Tammy time as he's on loan with us as well, but... I still feel we're still lacking that, great finishing.
We're a bit toothless in the front.
Yeah. And in midfield, I can see Renato playing. I'd like to see him play again. He needs to be played a lot. I think game time is key for his development, I think he needs to be bang in the middle because I think that's where he's most creative, I'd love to have him in centre attacking mid, but like I said, leaves it wide open in the back. I can just... For me, Fur was our worst player at Newcastle. He was so sloppy and lazy. I think here we just need to have Klukas right here. He had a decent game with Sanchez. Chemistry was starting to build there. And obviously, for me, our main midfielder, Tom Carroll. I think I spelled that right.
Yeah.
I think that's a good squad. That's one of our finest squads for a defensive play. I think. Yeah. Obviously, I would love Barney to start, but obviously he's not match fit yet properly. So we're developing the under-23s at the moment, which he scored the other day, which is great.
Yeah.
I felt that's good. And if we feel we can attack at Spurs, which I hope we don't feel that way because that's a bit silly. Narsing can go here, and I don't know, maybe Bonnie can switch with one of these two. But that's if we feel like we can attack against Spurs.
I would keep it. Like you said, with Man United, I feel like with the set piece where they scored was unlucky. I mean, I guess unlucky because we were a bit sloppy. But I think those, like I said before, those 4 minutes of just lack of focus, not every team was going to capitalize like that and score 3 goals that quick. Where I feel like if we just kind of stick to that game plan, I'm quite confident. I don't know if I would put him there. It's hard because I do want him to play. And that's the only way he's going to get better. But I just felt like out here, we just kept on giving him the ball. And then there was nowhere to go. Sometimes he'd pass it back.
Well, I feel like with Sanchez in the middle, it gives him no option but to keep it between this and that instead of keep on going to Olsen and Norton. Obviously it's nice that he feels safe because that's the Pep tactic of what he did at Bayern Munich. If someone's running towards you, you just pass to the next player that is in some space. But I think this now will make him learn to pass forward or pass sideways, instead of trying to always pass back all the time. But I think it's a good option. But one player we're missing, I really want to play is Messa.
I know. I was going to ask you. I was going to say, if we do go with this, obviously Messa will be on the bench, and if we are going to take a midfielder off, do you bring on a Messa and
I take off Klukas?
Yeah, and put Messa there. Or put Sanchez there, put Messa in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he can be that holding midfielder then. A Messa. Or even bring on a Britain for Carroll.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm a bit torn, and I think I could hear people already being like, Britain, he's getting old, I wouldn't put him up against a Tottenham. I'm not saying he's going to have, he'll be able to do 90 minutes, but he'll have the most experience and he'll be the most composed, and I feel like if we put him somewhere in the middle, I think that could work out, but I don't really see it happening.
I'm worried, but at the same time, I would like to think we can get a point.
Right.
I really would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prediction?
Me being a Swans fan, biased. 1-1, but
1-1.
But
right.
From an unbiased point of view, 4-1 Spurs.
Okay. 1. You think we'll get a goal?
Dodgy.
Dodgy
goal.
I think best case scenario, 1-0 us. Being completely deluded and unrealistic and hoping. I would say 1-0 us, and it's an own goal. It comes off of a defender.
It'll be someone
for us.
I think it'd be just someone stupid, like, I don't know, Van der Horn or something getting the goal.
There's a pose a Matic from here and shoots. But I would say, I hope not, but I'd say 3 or 4-0 Tottenham.
You think they'll get a clean sheet?
I think. Yeah, they're not bad defensively. I think they're not bad.
I'm just going to quickly predict my goal scorers for the match.
Okay.
So, Harry Kane hat-trick, honestly.
Yeah.
Eriksen to score again. And for us, Mr. Martin Olsen.
I was going to say that too. Yeah. I said that last time. Yeah.
I think he would be the one to get a goal somehow, if we were to score.
Yeah. If I see him, I just want to draw for drawing's sake. I could see him going like this.
What, doing like a Messi run?
just a crazy run. Maybe he'll even go up a little bit more further.
Just turns into Bale.
And then go in there. And if this was the box, I can see him cutting it like that. But this would be on a counter. Yeah. So have a lot of people be up here.
This is us being completely deluded. So
just go in there, and then he'll run over here for a celebration.
And dabs on
right in the middle. and lay down right in the middle of the pitch. Yeah.
Like I said, completely deluded opinions, but hey, we're Swans fans. Give us a break.
There we go. Anyways, well, thank you for joining us. Share this, like this, leave a comment.
Follow us on Twitter at SwanseaBeat.
Yeah. And subscribe. Thanks.